Now we're down to the Mayor's Award, and I'm very, very proud to have the Little League here tonight, the 12 and 10-year-olds, because as you all know, they're the 2003 state champions. And I did something special for each one of them, and I got to show you. This is the first time the mayor has ever done that. They're on special shirts. So we're going to have John do the names and get them correct, because you were told last time.
That's right.
And then if they come right up, they'll get their certificate and their shirt. All set, John.
The first honoree tonight is Connor McCauley. Over here, Connor.
It's okay, Connor. You can come up here when you grow up.
That's where I was.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh, boy, just see you, don't I, huh? Let me get these pins out. I'll get organized in a minute. Did he pronounce your name? Yes. Right? Good. Here is your award. There's your seal. And there's your shirt.
Great.
And thank you.
Next is Billy Hartman.
What did I tell each one of you? That you were going to bring me your trophy. See, you won. I brought you good luck, didn't I, huh?
Why don't we have the kids
Your Honor.
stay up here for the
Right.
picture?
Yes, line right up.
Line right up.
Across here. Right,
So
because,
just turn right around there.
so the people will see you at home. Stand right here.
Yeah.
The other kids will come and join you, okay? You did that what, honey? Oh, no, okay.
The next honoree is Matthew Feeney.
There's your shirt, and there's your award, and congratulations. Good for you, Maddie.
Next is Matt Main.
Hi, Matt. There's your pen, here's your award, and here's your shirt, and congratulations.
Next we have Aiden O'Leary.
Your pen, your shirt, and your award. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Next honoree is Jordan Bean.
Your award and your shirt, and congratulations.
Next we have Julian Scaldia.
There's your award and your shirt, and congratulations.
Our next honoree is Alex Del Valle. Alex.
You say hi to John. Thank you, hon. Congratulations.
Next we have Connor Young.
Hi, Connor. There you go. Your shirt and your award, and congratulations.
Our next honoree is Max Imhoff.
Hi there. Your shirt, and there you go. Congratulations.
Next is Mark Pearson.
Congratulations.
Our next honoree is Riley McCarthy.
There we go. Your what? And your shirt. Thank you.
And now, Your Honor, we have the manager, Mark McCauley.
Are you going to need an extra line?
I would say.
Ah, there we are. Okay. Thank you.
Very much. We also have a game ball for you as well.
Wonderful.
Your Honor, we have the coaches, Mike O'Leary.
Who wants the extra? I've got one extra.
That's correct.
Oh, he's thinking for you now. All right.
Congratulations, man. You did a great job. And you got the whole team.
Now we have Coach Reagan McCarthy.
thought I was the only one that had extra. Thank you, sir.
Next is Coach Dan Main.
I hope you fit into a lodge. Okay. Congratulations.
And Your Honor, I'd like to recognize Kathy Lynch, who's here as president of the Little League. I believe Kathy's here.
Kathy, will you come down? Yes. Yes. This one girl that works her heart out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great. When the trophy is done being printed, marked, engraved, they will bring it to us like they did last year, and we'll put it on out there so people can look at it. They just think it's wonderful. And my ball will go in my showcase out there. But thank you, kids. You're wonderful.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I just wanted to say how handsome they all look, all dressed up. So nice.
They're the same age as my grandson.
They just look great.
Brings back memories. Okay, now we're down to, we better wait a few minutes. This is a big one, so I'm all right, John. When I pass out, I'll make sure I land. I think we're all ready, and this is the Portsmouth High School environmental members that were participating and took place in the cleanup all summer long downtown, and they deserve a hand. I realize quite a few have gone on to college, but if you would, Miss Medeville, if you would take it and make sure they get it, or would be nice. Yay.
Your Honor, do you want me to go through the names and then for those that are here,
Come forward and just
Okay.
recognize them special.
Very good.
So,
Wonderful.
I'll just continue through the names, and if you're here tonight, just come forward. But I'll start. There's a long list, but let me start with Alexandria Brackett, Ariana Braun, Caitlin Carlson,
Hold on. Put on your bag.
Kyle Cherry, Jackie Clayberg,
All right.
You don't look like Jackie.
Hey, you don't look like Jackie.
Hi, Dan. Which one?
Jackie Clayberg.
You're way ahead of me again.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Got me all messed up here now. I can't find Carlson and, oh well. All right. You hold on then. Yeah, I would say. Oh. We didn't do June yet, did we?
Kyle. Yeah, we went by. He isn't here.
He isn't here, so that's it. Hello, Nancy. I'm great, sweetie. There we go.
On behalf of my daughter.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought it was PJ.
Carlton Dobson, who's here?
Yes, Carlton Dobson.
Hello, Carlton. Oh, it's Charles. Sorry, I'm sorry. There you are, and there's your shirt. And thank you for all of your hard work.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we have Britlin Doolittle Hilton. Melissa Fleischman. Rachel Hansen. Katarina Kulsa. Robert Leonard. Kathleen Metterville.
Play rehearsal.
Right.
Homework.
Oh, that's all right. I understand. Totally.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Next, we have Erica Nadu. Ashley Parkin. Jeffrey Preventure.
Kept you busy this summer, didn't you, huh? Yes, that's right.
Thank
You did a nice job. Let me give you a check. There you go.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Next, we have Andrew Schaus. Andrew Thorne. Joanna Utah. And Jennifer Utah. And you have Bob Hanson here.
I've got Bob, and I've got the advisor, Kathleen Meadow. Okay. Come right up. Bob and Kathleen, and you've got a full package to take home or whatever, you know. We've got it all together. If you're missing anything, let me know, you know. Just a little gift.
Oh, thank you very much.
Put your coffee in the morning to get going. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, what's that one on there? Hi, Bob. Thank you for your great idea when you walked through my door. Give it a
Yeah, put into motion and kids will do it.
Well, thank you. Thank you both.
Your Honor, I just want to make a comment, if I might. Bob Hassel had called me a number of months ago and made the suggestion, and put him in touch with the Public Works Department and the school department. And the school department worked very hard to organize, along with Bob, and they really did make a difference downtown, and you could see it. And it's important for the downtown to continue to look the way it does after the Environmental Club made such a commitment this summer. So again, we thank you, the city staff does, for your efforts. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kathleen.
Come right up to the mic, Bob.
I also want to thank Public Works, Steve Parkinson and his crew. They gave us all the rubber gloves we needed, the sweepers, the brooms, and plastic bags, and they were very cooperative in helping us to achieve the job that we did.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Kathleen, would you like to say a few words?
I would, just for 1 minute. I'd like to thank you for your support as well. We feel it's very important for our children to begin to develop community service projects, and I'm very proud of the kids. A lot of them had already graduated from high school, yet they still completed the clean-a-thons over the summer. And we'll be there this Saturday going around again to start this year's clean-a-thon. So we do appreciate your support and the support of our business sponsors. So they'll be seeing us at their doors shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we're down to the proclamation, and this is for Constitutional Week 2003. Do you have a copy, Alec?
I do, Madam.
Okay. Our Assistant Mayor, Alec Hansen, is going to read it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A proclamation, whereas September 15, 2003 marks the 216th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas the Constitution gives us the foundation for a free, prosperous, and independent life for every citizen, but each generation must work to protect its rights and liberties that we all enjoy. And whereas it is of the greatest consequence that the citizens fully understand the provisions and principles contained in the Constitution of the United States in order to be able to support it properly, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which all commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America and designating September 15th through the 20th as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Evelyn Sorrell, Mayor of the City of Portsmouth, do hereby proclaim the week of September 15th through the 20th as Constitution Week 2003 in the City of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I urge our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering those that lost rights may never be regained. Given in my hand and seal in the City of Portsmouth on this 8th day of September 2003.
Thank you very much, Alec. And I'm going to ask Eileen Juice to come up and accept and maybe say a few words.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, City Councilors, for this proclamation honoring our Constitution. Daughters of the American Revolution have 3 goals. 1, preserve history. 2, provide education. And 3, to promote patriotism. Ranger Chapter would like to encourage all citizens to become acquainted with this document during this special week. New Hampshire has 2 delegates that signed the Constitution. They were John Langdon of Portsmouth and Nicholas Gilman of Exeter. We of Ranger Chapter would like to thank the Mayor and the City Council for your continued work and support in preserving our rich heritage here in Portsmouth. Thank you.
Thank you. We're down to the acceptance of the minutes of August 18th, 2003.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Now we're down to the public comment session, and we have 6 speakers. And I don't think I have to tell you how it works. 3 minutes, and then when Bob holds up the card and says thank you, I'll have to ask you to sit down. Adolf Boronsky, and he's going to speak regarding the new parking garage.
My name is Adolf Boronsky, and I live at 274 Thaxter Road. In Saturday's paper, I read that the all the engineers and architects involved in building a new parking garage in the worst parking lot had given the go-ahead that it would be a feasible place to build it. I'm not here to object to the garage. I'm just here to point out a few things that came to my mind that I'd like to have you people consider before you do give them a green light. The article says that they recommend building a 5-story garage. And I take it that means just from the ground up. Well, a 5-story garage in that lot there would be taller than anything else around it. It would stick out like a sore thumb. And I'd like to recommend that 1 story be put underground. You listed in the article that there's no ledges there up near the surface. And the entrance to the first one underground could be off of Hanover Street, and then the entrance to the exit from the other 4 stories could be in off of Maple Avenue. Now, it also said in the article that the garage would be 10 feet away from the back of the Worth building. Now, all the stores and restaurants along there have entrances to the back, and that's where they get their deliveries. And the Japanese restaurant has a dumpster out there. I don't know how delivery trucks are going to get to the back there to deliver. They'd have to go on Congress Street and park in front of the stores to make their deliveries. And that would be a hazard because they'd be blocking traffic. That part of Congress Street is very narrow. That 10-foot area that'd be there between the Worth building and the garage, I don't know how anybody could take care of snow removal in there. So that's another thought. And then also, the garage would block that wall on the furniture store there that has the whales on it. And I don't think that would be right myself either, because that's a beautiful picture there. I think, personally, that the Bridge Street lot would be a much better place to put a parking garage. There'd be nothing there, wouldn't interfere with anything there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adolf. As I continue down here, I'm going to ask some of the people to give their address. The ones that have been coming up, we know they live in Portsmouth. I'm going to ask Suzanne Johnson. She's the next one that wants to speak regarding the Portsmouth hunting ban petition. And I've got to know where you live.
Hello, my name is Suzanne Johnson, native born of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, living in Kittery. The Portsmouth City Council has petitions signed by over 400 citizens requesting that hunting be banned in Portsmouth, especially at the Great Bog. There are more signatures coming to you. Despite wildlife estimates by the state fish and game departments, please remember that wildlife agencies make money from hunting license fees and have not the manpower nor time to determine wildlife numbers. There are non-lethal alternatives to hunting. There is no reason to kill wildlife in Portsmouth nor at Pease. JFK Airport in New York lets loose a falcon each hour to clear the skies and blast loud horns instead of killing birds. Trained border collie dogs clear other airports. Please protect native wild turkeys. Don't kill them. Recently, there was public outcry against Miami, Florida Airport's plan to kill rabbits, and those plans were stopped and non-lethal alternatives of animal control used. We elevate our own humanity by extending compassion to one another and all living creatures. The Great Bog of Portsmouth was home to wildlife long before, and we must protect wildlife forever, not destroy it. The petitions plead for protection and preservation of native heritage and for personal safety. Public lands and parks can be used for peaceful viewing of nature, not the destruction of wildlife and the environment. Create policies of dignity and caring, and our lives will be enriched by living with nature. Please act upon these petitions and take them seriously to stop hunting in Portsmouth, also for the safety of our people. It is more than just an informational item on your agenda. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Suzanne. The next speaker, Peter Breziano, and he wants to speak regarding candidates' involvement.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council members, and staff. I was hoping to come down here tonight and look around the room and see all the candidates for citywide government, but I don't see that. It's disappointing. When I ran on involvement is the key. I think the challenge to the candidates for City Council is going to be the repeal of the statewide property tax. That's going to be it. I don't care about anything else. We need to repeal the statewide property tax. The Josiah Bartlett Center for Public Policy has already put out 2 reports, and the president put out a letter, I think it was last week, advocating the repeal of the statewide property tax. That's not going to happen through the coalition and the courts. The coalition has already been to the courts. It's going to happen in the legislature. And I'm hoping, and I will be pushing, that candidates make it a point to make their state legislators, the Rockingham delegation, their number one priority. And if it takes the legislators being in Concord every day, banging on the House President's or the House Speaker's door or the Senate President's door, well, that's what's going to happen. As Mr. Arlinghouse, president of the organization, said, nothing, not even 2004 or 2005, when the statewide property tax, the donor portion that goes away for Portsmouth, none of that is going to work. Only the repeal. You listening, Concord? Only the repeal of the statewide property tax is going to be satisfactory. The coalition's got to understand that, because Portsmouth is part of the coalition. Come 2005, when we no longer become a donor town, you got Newington sitting over there who's in the coalition, and you're going to have to fight just as hard for Newington as you do for the rest of the coalition to repeal the statewide property tax. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. The next speaker is Pon, and I always do a job on her. Nichi on. Was I close?
Oh, good.
She's going to speak regarding City Year, New Hampshire, opening day. And the people out there don't realize what City Year does. They are a marvelous, marvelous group, and I'm very proud of them. But they've come up short with funding and from the government, and I really feel bad about that. But I'm glad to see you're going to keep going.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And good evening, distinguished member of the council. My name is Pon, and last name is Nittichan. That's a very good try. And I stand before you this evening as Portsmouth resident and a Deputy Director of City and New Hampshire. At tonight's meeting, you will be discussing a proposal in which I have asked for your permission for and support of a City and New Hampshire opening day ceremony on Thursday, October 9th, 2003, from 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. in Portsmouth Market Square. There will be approximately 200 community members in attendance at the event. Through your support last year, we were honored to hold City and New Hampshire opening day at Portsmouth Market Square, which was a great success. I am here today to ask for your continued support and permission to hold the event again this year. City and New Hampshire unites diverse 17 to 24 years old for a challenging year of leadership development, civic engagement, and full-time service. City and New Hampshire is an affiliate of AmeriCorps National Service Network, committed to putting idealism to work by tapping the power of promising young leaders. City and New Hampshire mission is, again, to build democracy through national service by fostering citizen participation in New Hampshire communities. Corps members serve as mentor for middle school and high school students, working with schools, community centers, youth agencies, and businesses, assisting with homework, one-on-one mentoring, providing after-school programs, leading community service projects, and providing the guidance they need. I pledge to serve America is the theme of our opening day. We believe that it is important for New Hampshire citizens to have the opportunity to come together and acknowledge this group of young leaders and witness their commitment to national service. Last year, this venue served as an opportunity for people to take part in this event during their lunchtime hour in Portsmouth. We continue to see the Portsmouth Market Square as the most ideal and welcoming location to hold this inspirational ceremony. On behalf of City and New Hampshire, we respectfully ask that you gain us permission to hold a special ceremony on Portsmouth Market Square on this October 9th. We also hope that you would consider joining us as our honor guest in a celebration of civic power, active, engaged citizenship, and our pledge to serve our New Hampshire communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pawan. We have tonight Reverend Dr. Arthur Hilson, and the Reverend wants to speak on the naming of a street for Martin Luther King. Oh, you were hiding up there. That's why I didn't see you.
I'm sorry. Honorable Mayor Sorrell, distinguished members of the council, I had not intended to speak, but when I heard what was coming, I got excited. Portsmouth has always been a leader in this state in taking bold initiatives. And when I heard that there was someone proposing that we would name a street in this wonderful city after Dr. King, I did get excited. I would certainly ask that you would take perhaps Islington Street, but you'll say no. But there is a small street that does cross Islington. And on that small street there sits a church that has been declared an historic site. The site where Dr. King delivered his powerful message in this city. And that is, if you don't know, that's, I believe, Pearl Street. Has a few neighbors there, and I think they're supportive, would not create a lot of problems. And so I would strongly urge you, when you come across that issue, that you would consider it. That we might be the city again that leads the state in recognizing one of America's great warriors, Dr. Martin Luther King. I encourage you. I support you. I'll cast my vote for you again when you take that bold move. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Reverend. The next and final speaker is Nate Holloway, and he's one of our BOA members, and he's quite a man. He's going to speak regarding the same.
No, I cannot speak less eloquent as Reverend Hilson. I do have Should I say it again? I have a signature I'd like to give it.
Yes, fine. Thanks.
First of all, Mayor Sorrell, council members, and staff, good evening. I'm here to ask you to name a street within the city after Dr. King. Knowing that Dr. King visited the city, I don't know if all of you know it, he did visit the city in 1952, spoke at the People Baptist Church. That was before he fact about it, his widow was with him at the time. They were not married. They both going to school in Boston, and he spoke at the I won't say the Pearl, that's the People's Baptist Church on Pearl Street. Not only that's the reason to name a street after this great citizen, is not only because he visited New Hampshire, and we always hear the ringing of his voice in his I Have a Dream speech he mentioned in New Hampshire. Also, not only because he visited New Hampshire, or he mentioned New Hampshire in his speech, he led more people nonviolently than any other man in the history of our country. And it's rightly so that at least a street be named after him. And I commend Portsmouth because Portsmouth was the first and only city government that pronounced a holiday for Dr. King on August 6, 1990, 9 years before it became a state holiday. The vote was 8-1 for. So keeping this as a first in New Hampshire and on the seacoast, I recommend that I ask you that you make a street be named after Dr. King. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nate. That ends our public comment session. And now we're down to, our public hearings. And the first one being an ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, Period 202, location by rezoning subdivided lot from the single resident B district to the municipal district. John, would you like to speak on that?
Yes, Your Honor. I might want to just mention that A1, A2, and A3 could be bundled into one public hearing. They're all on the same site.
Okay.
Right, Your Honor?
I will. I'll do that right now. The second one is ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, Period 203, interpretation of the district bounds by the addition of the following language. Any property owned by the City of Portsmouth and not shown on the zoning map as amended is deemed to be in the municipal district. The third one, ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, Period 202, location by the addition of the following language. Pursuant to Article 2, Section 10, 203, parentheses 7, of the 1995 zoning ordinance, as amended, all city-owned land not shown in the municipal or natural resource protection district shall be deemed to be in the municipal district, and when so identified, shall be placed in that district.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll try to summarize those three amendments. Basically, it's about, if you recall, the city purchased property, about 5.4 acres at 497 Sherburne Road, to be used as a protective radius around the Harrison Well, which we are going to reactivate. Of that 5.4 acres, we were able to subdivide off 1 acre with a house and barn to be sold off at auction on September 17th. The remaining 4.4 acres will be a vegetated state and will be used as a protective radius around the Harrison Well. What this amendments to the ordinance does is basically create a municipal zone for those 4.4 acres that ring the Harrison Well. We didn't have to do anything for the subdivision for the house and barn because it already was in the residential district. So it's essentially what this public hearing is about.
Thank you, John. We'll open up the public hearing. First time around, for, against, or simply to. Do I have any speakers out there that would like to come forward? We're to second time around. Do I have any speakers? Please come forward.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Peter Bresciano, 101 O'Leary Place. I just want clarification. What about the treatment plant that is located out there? Is that still going to belong to the state? And
that is city.
That's city, and that'll be part of this property?
Yes.
Okay.
We're at second time around. Do I have any other speakers? Third and final time around. Do I have any other speakers before I close the public hearing? Close. We're down to considerations of resolutions and ordinances. The first reading of ordinance amending Chapter 7, Article 3, Section 7, period 330, no parking, Cartridge Street, both sides, entire length of the street. Who would like to make a motion? Harold?
Yes, Your Honor, I move to pass first reading of the amendment ordinance as submitted and schedule a public hearing and the second reading at the September 22nd City Council meeting.
Second.
Any discussion before the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? First reading of ordinance amending Chapter 7, Article 9, Section 7, period 901, penalties.
Your Honor?
Yes, Councilor Grasso.
I move to pass the first reading of this amended ordinance as submitted and to schedule a public hearing and a second meeting at the September 22nd City Council meeting.
Do I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Bill?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I noticed there's some fee changes in here. I wonder if this had to go before the fee committee. Should that have gone before the fee committee? Didn't need to.
No, this is, if I may answer, Madam Mayor?
Yes.
This is actually part of the ordinance on the parking, and so it did go before the parking committee. There's actually only two. If you look at all those changes, it's in the two changes.
Okay, thank you.
I will basket the rest again. And C1,
no.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm rushing here tonight. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Sorry about that. Second reading of ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, period 202, location by rezoning subdivision lot from the single resident B district to the municipal district. Number 2, second reading of ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, period 203, interpretation of district bounds by the addition of the following language. Any property owned by the City of Portsmouth and not shown on the zoning map as amended is deemed to be in the municipal district. Number 3, second reading of ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10, period 202, location by the addition of the following language. Pursuant to Article 2, Section 10, period 203, parentheses 7, of the 1995 zoning ordinance, as amended, all city-owned land not shown in the municipal or natural resource protection district shall be deemed to be in the municipal district, and when so identified, shall be placed in that district.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, Councilor Hanson.
Move to pass second reading of the proposed amendments to the 1995 zoning map and the 1995 zoning ordinance as presented and schedule third and final reading September 22nd.
Second.
Discussion? Bill?
Yes, could I ask the city manager a question?
Yes.
So you're basically saying 2 and 3 are housekeeping measures, right?
Correct.
They're just correcting, the first one I understand, but the other 2 were just to correct and to have some house cleaning in the ordinances.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Whitehouse?
Yes, may I ask City Manager a question, please? Yes, this property at 497 Sherburne Road, the 4.4 acres that we own, that we will own.
We own 5.4.
Yeah, but it will be protected zone in the 4.4. Is this the area that's been all chain linked, fenced off? And I noticed by the map we have one little right-of-way off Sherburne Road. Is that the only right-of-way? Do we have that right-of-way?
No, we can go in from the Pease location.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, I viewed that property the other day. Very, very valuable piece of property. Thank you.
Are you ready then for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're down to presentations and written communications and petitions. A letter from Barbara Massa, Pro Portsmouth Incorporated, Inc., I should say, requesting permission to close Pleasant Street from Porter Street to Market Square for the Maritime Folk Festival on Sunday, September 28th, from 12 p.m. through 6 p.m. What's your wish, councilors?
Your Honor.
Councilor Hines?
I refer to the city manager with power.
Second.
Discussion. Councilor Whitehouse?
Yes, in referring this to the city manager with power, I hope he takes in consideration the church services. I see they want to close off that street from noontime till 6. The members of the church start gathering and parking on Pleasant Street about 10 in the morning. And when they can't find places on Pleasant Street, they use the bank parking lots. So there is a pretty active members group at the North Church still. And I'm concerned about the amplified music. I just hope there is some consideration about amplified music at Market Square. I think we all agree about that.
Councilor St. Laurent?
Councilor Whitehouse has expressed my feelings on this. I'm a little concerned about the noise next to a church on a Sunday afternoon. So,
John?
Your Honor, if I'll talk to Reverend Shippey tomorrow, and if need be, we'll just change the hours to later in the day. If the church service would be interrupted at noon, and it would be okay by 2, then we'll just have to change it. That's all.
I have a question.
Good, John.
Have we checked with the church on this? I mean, what if there's a wedding at 2 o'clock in the
Well, then I won't allow it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll talk to. We have a good. I always check with Reverend Shippey now on these events.
Perfect.
All right, now we're down to, I'm sorry. Gee, Vic, what's the matter with me tonight?
You want to watch a ball game or something?
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, now I've lost my place again. Here we are. A letter from Barbara Massa, Pro Portsmouth, Inc., requesting permission to hold the Snowflake Festival through the month of December and New Year's, Portsmouth 2004, on December 31st, 2003. What's your wish, councilors?
Move to city manager with power.
Second.
Discussion? Councilor Marconi?
It's too bad, Your Honor, that we celebrate Christmas and we can't say the word Christmas and we can't utilize exactly what Christmas is supposed to be all about. To change the name doesn't change the significance of one of the greatest religious holidays that there is, and I really think it's too bad that it has to be laid on the wayside.
Thank you. Councilor St. Laurent?
I have the same sentiments. They call it New Year's Portsmouth 2004. Why can't it be Christmas Festival 2003? That's the time of the year that's been called Christmas for generations. And, I mean, why do we have to change it? Snowflake Festival or Winter Solstice. I don't know what all that means. It's Christmas, and that's what it is. But that's what I would rather see them call it than Snowflake Festival. Thank you.
Any other comments? All ready for the Councilor?
Thank you, Your Honor. I will celebrate that particular era, and whatever name they call it, it'll be Christmas with me.
All ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're down to a letter from Fawn, and Fawn, I'm not going to murder your last name. City Year requesting permission to hold the 2003 to 2004 City Year New Hampshire, opening on Thursday, October 9th, 2003, from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
move to city manager with power.
Second.
All right, discussion? Being no discussion, you ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're down to a request for a sidewalk obstruction license. And it's
That's right there.
Well, it's way off. It's a 1A frame sign, what you wish. Councilor Grasso?
I move that we approve the request from, I lost my place. Refer to the city manager with power.
Second.
You're usually the one that helps me with the name.
I lost my place.
Are you all ready for the vote? No comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? A letter from Nate Holloway, Seacoast Martin Luther King Jr. Coalition, requesting that a city street be named after Dr. King. Who would like to, Councilor Marconi?
Madam,
Excuse me?
Madam Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Councilor Pandalakis. I'm not with her here tonight. Councilor, she had her hand up first.
I would like to refer this to the planning board, I believe, where it has to go.
Second.
Second. Discussion.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Just
Councilor
as
Hanson.
the reason that we're referring this to the planning board is all naming the street get referred to the planning board first, and then it comes back to us for a final vote. They check with 911 emergency service and all of that sort of thing.
Very good. Any other discussion?
Your Honor, yeah.
Yes,
You know, it's really
Councilor.
not as easy as it sounds. You know, there are complications, you know. The city maps has to be changed, letterhead stationery has to be changed, the approval of all residents on that street have to be changed, the fire department, police department has to be notified, E991 out of Concord has to be notified. There are, you know, it's not as easy as a lot of people think. So I'm looking forward to the planning board's report back.
Very good. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're down to a letter from Peter Laughlin, Chair of the Blue Ribbon Committee on Trees and Greenery, which is a new committee we just started, requesting to provide the City Council with their report back at the December 1st, 2003 City Council meeting. And Harold, I'm going to have you read that.
All right. The Honorable Evan Sorrell, Mayor, Portsmouth Municipal Complex, 1 Junkins Avenue, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Reference Blue Ribbon Committee on Trees and Greenery. Dear Mayor Sorrell, when you appointed the Blue Ribbon Committee on Trees and Greenery in the spring of this year, you requested that a report be made to the City Council in the first meeting in September. Unfortunately, the work of the committee has taken longer than I had anticipated, and I would respectfully request that the committee be given until the first meeting in December to file its report. Sincerely, Peter J. Laughlin.
Thank you very much. What is your wish, Councilors?
Your Honor, I move that this request be granted.
All right.
Second.
Second, very good. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now we're down to the city manager, and John has 6 items that require action. In your court, John.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first item is a request from the Portsmouth School Board for approval of agreement between the Portsmouth School Board and the Portsmouth School Administrators. And the City Council did meet with labor negotiator and board members, as well as the superintendent of schools, in non-meeting with council earlier. And the City Council at this time has the opportunity to approve the proposed agreement for 5 years from to June 30th, 2008.
Madam Mayor, move to approve the proposed agreement between the Portsmouth School Board and the Portsmouth School Administrators for the 5-year period ending June 30th, 2008.
Second.
Very good. Discussion? All ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
The next item, Your Honor, I think by mutual consent will be brought back for discussion at your September 22nd meeting. That was another agreement that was discussed in non-public session of employment agreements. So that will be coming back to you on September 22nd. The third item, report back from Planning Board regarding request for reconveyance of city-owned property located in the proximity of the Bellamy Reservoir. And as you recall, on August 4th, you referred the request received from Attorney Jason Sullivan on behalf of Lawrence and Elizabeth Marcotte of 234 Littleworth Road in Madbury regarding their request to purchase city-owned property that abuts their residence near the Bellamy Reservoir. You referred that to the Planning Board for a report back. And the land at issue is located within the Littleworth right-of-way, and I've given you an exhibit. Basically, the Planning Board talked to the Public Works Department, the Water Division, and found substantial public benefit in controlling the ownership of this parcel that outweighs the private interest. That the primary reason for the municipal ownership is to control land use activities in the vicinity of the Bellamy Reservoir, and that this facility is important as it supplies 50% of the water to Portsmouth and other surrounding municipalities. The Planning Board, at their August 21st meeting, considered the referral, and following the discussion and listing these items, felt that the request should be denied, and the city should retain ownership on this parcel and other parcels surrounding this public water supply. Therefore, I'm recommending to the City Council that you accept the Planning Board's recommendation regarding the reconveyance of the city-owned property located in the proximity of the Bellamy Reservoir.
Councilor St. Laurent?
Yes, Your Honor. Then I will move that the Planning Board's recommendation regarding the reconveyance of city-owned property located in the proximity to the Bellamy Reservoir.
Second.
Discussion?
Your Honor, just to clarify for everyone, the Planning Board's recommendation was that we not reconvey it, that we keep the land for the city.
Right. That would be denying the request.
Right.
Very good. We all ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you, Your Honor. The next item is a report back from the Planning Board regarding a request to purchase city-owned property off of Barberry Lane. As you recall, the City Council at your July 14th, 2003 meeting referred a letter from Sandra Plummer requesting permission to purchase city-owned property on Barberry Lane, map 233, lot 133, to the Planning Board for a report back. On review of the city records, it was determined that ownership of this lot reverted to the city due to non-payment of property taxes in January of 2003. In terms of the city ownership of the city tax collector, Ms. Colleen Franzosa, and the city attorney, Robert Sullivan, recommend that the city should not relinquish any interest in this property until at least 3 years have lapsed in the case any heirs to Salvatore Canino estate should come forward. And this is because the property was conveyed to the city via non-payment of taxes, and if any heirs came forward, I believe, Bob, they would have the right to secure that land. That's correct.
Your Honor.
Councilor Marconi?
Move to accept the Planning Board's recommendation regarding the proposed sale of city-owned property off Barberry Lane.
Second.
Discussion.
And just to clarify again, as Councilor Grasso did earlier, The recommendation is to deny this request based on the 3 years that would have to elapse to release any encumbrances on this property.
Is that it? You ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Thank you, Your Honor. The next item deals with polling hours for the November 4th, 2003 municipal election, and our city clerk, Kelly Barnaby, is recommending that the polling hours for the municipal election be set from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on November 4th, 2003.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Last item I have, Your Honor, is request for approval of poll license agreement, and there is a poll license request from PSNH. Petition of poll license is 63400 is for one poll, 179/10A located on Kate Street. Petition has been reviewed and approved by the Public Works Department and poses no impact to existing city infrastructure.
So moved.
Very good. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. A discussion?
How are we coming with the double poll?
We are looking at
I'm
them,
gonna
we are
put this
talking
on
to
that.
them about that. Unfortunately, PSNH typically are not, I don't want to call them the culprits, but there are those that are on their polls that they're waiting for to get off their polls, such as Verizon and others. We've held up a Verizon license just recently, and we'll try to convince them that they should move a little faster. So that typically is the reasons. PSNH is very good, they're very responsive. We haven't had as good a luck with Verizon.
Mm-hmm. And Harold will keep us posted on the list of double polls.
We've got the list, and Steve, we're looking at that. And I think, is there any other than Verizon that we find issue? So.
Any other, would you like to question John on any of the informational? Yeah, okay. What?
You're on.
We're all ready. You want to speak?
Well, I don't know, Your Honor. This is something I got at home, so I mean, it came from the city, but actually, Councilor Griffin, is that?
We haven't.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you haven't voted? I'm sorry.
No, we got to take the vote.
Okay,
They
all right.
reminded me again, I'm slipping up tonight.
Now I'm starting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Oh,
Now
thank you, Your
you
Honor. I received a letter from Ruth Griffin, Councilor, District 3, in reference to monies that were granted for the airport project in Manchester, New Hampshire, and she has had the item tabled in response to the DOT in addressing problems of noise in and around Pease International Airport. Could I ask the city manager to look into this with Ruth Griffin or whoever to see what funding we might be able to receive with noise around Pease? She has done this for this reason, so that the city could recognize that. So
Okay.
I don't know if I need that in the way of a motion, but
No, I had intended to contact her anyways.
you did. Okay. Thank you, Ron.
Councilor Marconi?
I think it's very interesting that they feel necessary to allocate money for soundproofing the houses against the noise and sending a pittance to fees. I don't think that's fair at all, and I congratulate Executive Councilor for bringing this to our attention.
Very good.
Your Honor, that's all I have for my communications. If there's anything on the informational items that you'd like to ask questions, any council member will be available.
Any other questions of John? Yes, Councilor Whitehouse.
Yes, John, I think it's important that you comment, or somebody comment, read the letter in reference to Pierce Island and the easterly end trails. I think the public would like to know how we're progressing out there.
You mean the press release?
Yes. I realize it's a press release, but there's some news meters might not pick this up.
Okay.
I got it right here, John.
You find it, John?
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Pierce Island East End Trails project will get underway soon. Later this month, the construction of the new walking trails, waterfront overlooks, and shoreline stabilization measures will get underway on the east end of the Portsmouth 27-acre Pierce Island. The Trails project is the latest in a series of phased improvements on the island, which include this year's upgrades at the outdoor pool and the construction of a landscape parking area just east of the pool last year. The Trails project grew out of the 1999 Pierce Island Master Plan, which details a series of phased improvements designed to enhance recreational opportunities on the island. Currently, informal footpaths traverse Pierce Island northerly shoreline and wooded east end. The new walking trails will connect the existing stone dust paths west of the city's outdoor pool with the island's east end, guiding visitors along the island shoreline as well as through its wooded areas. The Trails project also includes the installation of stone riprap and shrub plantings to stabilize the island's eroding northerly shoreline. The walking trails will lead to 3 waterfront overlooks where visitors will be able to sit and enjoy the views or read an interpretive panel to learn more about the island. One of the overlooks will be located on the island's northerly shoreline facing the shipyard, and the second will be located at the top of the cliffs facing the old naval prison. The third overlook will provide views of the city's south end. The East End Trail project, which is expected to be completed by the end of the year, will be carried out at a cost of $325,000 by Gove Construction, located on West Road, Portsmouth. The project is funded with a $120,000 Coastal Zone Management Grant from the New Hampshire Coastal Program, a $68,000 Watershed Assistance Grant from the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, and a $10,000 contribution from the Portsmouth Rotary, with the City General Fund providing the balance. Design plans for the trail projects were developed by Richardson Associates, a landscape architectural firm located in Saco, Maine, and Oak Point Associates, an engineering firm with offices in Portsmouth. City staff from the Public Works Department, Recreation, and Community Development Departments, as well as members of the Pierce Island Committee, provided substantial input during the design phase.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Your Honor, Councilor Marconi and I, we serve on the Pierce Island Committee, and we take the projects and the things that are happening out there very seriously.
In Your Honor, I might just want to thank Councilor Whitehouse for having me read that. I think it is important for everybody to understand the amount of work that's been done out there and the progress that's been made, and I want to thank the Pierce Island Committee and all the staff that's worked on it. And as you can see, the majority of the money is coming from outside funding sources, and the island's looking really good.
Your Honor?
Yes,
Just make it well known that so many families use the island. I see them all over the weekend, families walking over to the island with their children and their little bicycles and the strollers and what have you, and it reminds me of the old days when we all used to do that, and it really does my heart good to see that the island is a safe place for family gatherings.
Right. Any other discussion? And the pool is just absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it's marvelous.
Right.
Marvelous.
Okay.
Just
yes.
Another thing on the informational item, and maybe in a nutshell, the city manager could, and I know it's going to be released to the press, but the accessibility grant program for nonprofit agencies not accepting applications. I think it's very important that people know that this is something that's going to be starting, and that they would. And I think the public out there through the television.
If there's a nonprofit agency that owns a building and they need to have handicap accessibility to that building, the Community Development Block Grant can be made available to fund those improvements to that building for the nonprofit, and you can contact the Community Development Office at the city's phone number 431-2006, extension 226, and talk to Karen Jacoby in the Community Development Office, or just contact my office.
Thank you.
John. All right, then are we down to the mayor?
Yep.
Okay. The first one is an appointment, and it's to the Historic District Commission, Paige Roberts. Would somebody...
Your Honor?
Move the appointment?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd like to move the appointment of Paige Roberts to the Historic District Commission.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. The next one is a resignation. Cabo B. Taft, dear Mrs. Sorrell, Mayor Sorrell, Please accept this letter as my resignation from the Portsmouth New Library Building Committee. In all my actions with the committee, I have tried to be open, fair, and honest. One can only hope they have made a contribution in some small way. Now it seems time to move on to new endeavors. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Cabo Taft.
Your Honor, I move that we accept this letter of resignation with a thank you for time served.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. The next one is the Youth Committee, and we do not have to take a vote on this tonight. It's, Dear Honorable Mayor, for the past 2 years, I have been your appointed chairperson for the Mayor's Blue Ribbon Committee on Youth. It is with great pride for this city, as well as a strong sense of family and community, that I have served this fair city. After fulfilling the goals set out for this committee, it's time to disband it. This committee was very diligently followed the mission statement set before us, as well as guidelines outlined by the workshop set in November of 2001. The web page and the bulletin board clipper happenings were created as a result of the Mayor's Blue Ribbon Committee on Youth, City of Portsmouth, and Portsmouth School Department working together for the following purpose: connect kids and adults to activities and programs that build leadership among kids, connect isolated kids to kids and adults who care, increase their sense of community and belonging. This work has been contributed to setting forth in motion these goals being met. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to work with such a wonderful team of leaders. Kylene Juice, chairperson. Now, we don't have to take a vote on this, okay?
Can we send a letter of thanks to the committee members from the city council?
Yeah.
And to the chair?
Right. Okay. We're down to the loss of Conservation Commissioner Carlton McNeil. I want you all to know that we will be doing something for him. We're working with the Conservation, and we'll come up with something. But I did send a nice letter out to his wife, and I think you have it in front of you, don't you? Do you have it in front of you? Well, I'll read it then. Dear Mrs. McNeil and family, on behalf of the entire Portsmouth City Council and City Manager John Bohinkle, I would like to express our sincere sympathy to you on the loss of your husband, Carlton. As a valued member of the Portsmouth Conservation Commission for more than 15 years, he devoted countless hours to the preservation of our treasured natural resources in the city of Portsmouth and the protection of our watersheds. The entire city of Portsmouth is fortunate that Carlton has such a steadfast member of the commission and so actively participated in all of its work. He more than gave back to this community by volunteering so much of his time and expertise. During this difficult time for your family, we wanted to be sure that you know how much he will be missed from the Conservation Commission, and how gratefully we are for the many hours he donated to our community as a member of this extremely important board. Signed, Mayor Sorrell. And as I say, we will be doing something when we can all get together. My final one, and I'm going to have somebody else to read it. I'm losing my voice. Alex, it's a thank you from the Seacoast Shipyard Association.
On behalf of the Seacoast Shipyard Association, let me thank the City of Portsmouth for their appropriation of $2,500 in support of the efforts to preserve and enhance one of our region's greatest resources, the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. With your support, SSA will, through our Washington representative, Captain William McDonough, USN retired, continue to provide a high and constant workload at the shipyard and to provide continued modernization of the shipyard facilities. We will also continue to spearhead a united effort to maximize the good image and valuable resources of the shipyard among officials who make decisions concerning naval shipyards. Our congressional delegations will be kept fully alert and abreast of all actions going on at the Department of Defense and Navy. Place our red, white, and blue decal indicating support of SSA where it will be seen by all. Encourage friends and local area businesses to join with us in this effort. Again, thank you for your faithful support. It is greatly appreciated and vital to our continued existence. And signed by Neil Rode, who's president.
And I do have some extra little decals, if anyone would like one. All right, now we're down to the Assistant Mayor Hanson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have two items under my name. The first one is the approval of the action sheet and minutes of the Traffic and Safety Committee of August 21st, 2003, and so moved.
Second.
Did I get a second?
Second.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, you made the motion. Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
I'm sorry. Too swifty here tonight. Discussion.
Not now.
No.
Not. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
And the second item I have is the action sheet and minutes of the Parking Committee of August, their approval of August 21st, 2003, and move their approval.
Second.
All right. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're down to miscellaneous or unfinished business. Do we have any miscellaneous or unfinished business? Yes, Councilor White.
Thank you, Your Honor. I realize the hour is late, right? I'd just like to bring up one item, and that is I'd like to ask the city manager a question. Mr. City Manager, will the council receive a report on the land survey that was done on the Pierce Trust property and finished just recently?
When it's completed, it will, sure.
Oh, it hasn't been completed?
No.
There's no boundaries been set?
No.
All right.
But certainly, sure.
Thank you.
I've provided you everything to date on that.
All right. Thank you.
Any other miscellaneous? I just want to tell each one of you that I have got reserved seats and parking privileges for you on the Navy Yard for the two Coast Guard cutters that are coming in. Yes, Councilor, Assistant Mayor?
Move to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Not bad. 8:30.